You're listening to Truly Unruly with Marcus and Jessica Trufant. What's good, y'all? How we feeling?
What up? What up? What up?
We're well, I'll speak for myself. We're busy, but we're doing good.
So today's episode, what I want to talk to you guys about, in my opinion, I feel like can be some foul and disrespectful shit. It's just weird because every time we do these, some of these episodes,
foul and disrespectful.
I know I always be like, well, I know somebody, and I know and I realize I know a lot of fucked up people.
Everybody's fucked up in one way or another.
Yeah, but we've made it almost a fucking career out of it. We're on like 80 some episodes, and there's a lot of it be like fucked up people that can come across my life, or some fucked up people y'all know, and I'm just like, damn, we know some fucked up people. But how do you guys feel about people that get married and the wife doesn't take the husband's last name? Now, I know it can go a few ways, but where I feel is disrespectful are women that have been married, get divorced, remarry, but keep the other last name, but don't take on your new husband's last name. Now I know there's
Hollywood.
Yeah,
I feel like that's different in Hollywood. That's for business and branding and all this other type of stuff, because you've created a brand with your name, so it makes sense, right?
Yeah, and I mean, if we divorced, I'd keep your last name.
But the thing is like, I mean, and I get it, like in Hollywood too, there's people who, some of their names aren't even real. Like Jamie Foxx's real name ain't Jamie Foxx. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, Charlie Sheen's last name really ain't Sheen. It's Estevez.
Right.
What?
Right? Like,
I didn't know that.
Damn it. Yeah, Emilio Estevez is his brother. Emilio Estevez is the only one that kept his real name, and the other ones changed their name to Sheen like they daddy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like Hollywood, that's a branding thing. But do y'all feel like at all like that can be like disrespectful to the new person that you're with?
I could see how it could feel like a form of disrespect, or even kind of a power move, a control move. My mom didn't take my dad's last name. So, why was it? Because she wasn't sure, because that was the Miller legacy. She was going to be the last one to have that Miller name. And because, of course, when she had us, we took our dad's last name. So she wanted to keep her last name. She didn't hyphen it. She kept her last name. So
I understand that.
But still, that could be viewed as a sign of disrespect, because, and it can cause a lot of confusion too. So that's Miller, that's Rankin, even though Rankin is not our last name at all. But anyways, that's a whole long story.
That we don't have time for.
We don't have time for that.
Yeah. Shit.
Well, it's very quick. My grandma married a man that she never had any kids with, but she gave them all his last name. So, and then they divorced. Right. So Rankin, anybody that claims they're related to me as a Rankin, you're not, because that's not my last name.
Oh,
that is
wow.
not. It's Hilliard. So, yeah. So anyways, I could see that as kind of like, ow, you don't want to take my last name. We're supposed to be one. We didn't sign these papers. We're married. We're trying to be together forever. Why wouldn't you want to take my last name? But there's many different reasons why, like my mother's reason, why people don't take last names. So
I would just say it comes down to, and we talk about this all the time, the communication. Where's your head at? What are you trying to do? What are you trying to accomplish by not taking the last name? I know that it's a thing in society that you have to take the man's last name, but there's some people that don't get down with the society type of stuff, right? I want to be not so much be a rebel, but I'm kind of marching to my own drum. I'm doing my own thing. And if your partner is with that, cool, but Kell, like you said, it can be disrespectful if it's a power move. No, I'm not taking your last name because, of X, Y, Z. And if it doesn't add up, if it doesn't make sense and you're just doing it just because you can, it can be a disrespectful thing. But at the same time, it just depends on where you're at. A guy that doesn't really care about it, or that doesn't that's not a win for him and he doesn't need that, then all right. It kind of living that hippie life and I guess free spirit, I guess whatever, then it really doesn't matter at the end of the day. But definitely, if it's a power move, I'm not doing it just because I don't have to. And I told you I want to keep my name and all that. I think it's an uncomfortable space to be in.
Right. Well, in some people's last names, it might suck. Like if you're going to be something coming or something like that. I don't know.
They're just like Meet the Fuckers.
Booty,
Yeah. Meet
some
the
people
Fuckers.
have weird, have last names like that. And
Martha Focker.
Moby Dick. I don't know. But there are things like
Solid name.
you don't want that. Yeah, I don't want that. So I'll choose to just.
But you want love, though, and I thought love trumps everything.
Oh my God! I think our kids are up there breaking shit. Okay,
crash
cool.
and burn up there. We'd be all right though.
I mean, obviously, this is a conversation that you would have with your partner before you get married.
Got
right?
to.
But and I understand too, like women that don't change their last name when they remarry because they want to have the same last name as their kids. Like I understand that too. That's like what my mom did. You know what I'm saying? My mom was like, I want to have the same last name as my kids. To take it a step further, what if, and this is a person I know, you get remarried, the first person who you was married to, you don't have kids with them, but you still keep their last name when you marry the new cat that you had a kid with.
What's the reason? Is there any reasoning behind it, or is it just because you want to?
That's the thing.
I've tried to ask this question for years, and I never got a straight answer. But then when
there's got to be an agreement.
Wait. But then I've talked to the husband, and I kind of gave you guys backstory on the husband, the new husband, that he's kind of like doesn't have much wiggle room because of his
situation.
I would say residency green card situation.
Status.
his status, quote unquote. And so he even has told me, he's like, yeah, there's times when we get into it, she'll go and seek comfort in him. And the reason why he and her got divorced was because he cheated on her with his best friend's wife, who his best friend ended up divorcing. So it's some real grimy shit when you look at the whole story.
Foundation's a little shaky in that thing.
But that doesn't...
Not to pass judgment, but it sounds like
there's pass all of the judgment because I passed all the judgments. Well, trust me. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm just like...
Can we bring it back though, Kell? Wait.
Paige and Cassidy broke a full vase in our bathroom. So that's fun.
That's fine. I'm
in
not
one of the
surprised.
bathrooms.
But that's what kids
cool.
do. So the previous husband of the now wife cheated on her with a friend.
And she's now married, not taking his last name, but then going and confiding in the cheater husband and the reason why. So are we sure they still don't have any type
It happens.
of relations?
Wait. Let me say this.
I think they are. I swear to God, I think they are.
I'm going to put my therapy hat on, Kell, for 1 second.
Go ahead, True.
Hold on. So with all that trauma and everything that took place, and let me make sure I use my hands, make sure the people can see my hands as I talk, right? The trauma, everything that comes with it, and the relationship, they probably had a good type of relationship. It was open, they communicated, but
he just cheated.
Yeah, this guy just stepped out and she came to a point where she couldn't treat it, but there was all these other good things that came with it.
So you're saying she still likes him?
not still likes him, but she is still comfortable and he still has a part of her, right? And so she feels comfortable. And I don't know what the new guy is thinking or saying, but as you go through life and you have these relationships, maybe you do leave a piece of yourself in these other relationships, something that is always going to be there. It's a different time, it's a different space, but you try to move on, and sometimes you just can't, though. And in a relationship for this young lady and this young man, I think that's tough. I feel it's unfortunate for the new guy, but he's in a spot that I don't know if he don't feel like he can't speak up because of certain situations, not knowing the ins and outs of their relationship. But if you don't voice it, if you don't talk about it, things are going to continue to happen. But going back to your ex and speaking about that, I don't think there's anybody in any professional place would say that that's okay. I'm not a professional.
About this.
I know I'm not a therapist.
You don't do that. You got to cut that. You got to cut him off.
Yeah. So I don't agree with that. I don't think that's good. I wouldn't stand for that. I don't think
he's an ex for a reason. You shouldn't be going back and confiding in him. Like, and you still have his last name. There's some, I don't know. That's really.
But sometimes people are okay with that. There's people that share on
they
many
don't have
levels.
Any kids. They have no ties, like zero, but they're tied by their last names.
But maybe there's a.
Is it for tax purposes?
A connection there.
Like, what
maybe
is it for?
there's some type of connection there that
you're getting a tax break. Like, are we sharing medical? Like, what are we doing?
And him are comfortable with. I don't know if that ex is with somebody else, but there's all type of love triangles that happen on a daily basis. People get shot every day, B. So it's things that happen and take place. And what's the Housewives show we was watching and where the girl was living with the ex and it was this and it was that, the buff dude, right?
Oh, he's referencing Housewives.
Yeah.
Oh, he does.
I don't watch him, but I watch him. The buff dude and the lady was living with the guy, was it at the Gorgas and stuff and them,
Oh, you're talking about, yeah. Are you talking about Teresa?
No, her sister or something, but it was a buff guy.
There's several short buff Italians.
The big dude that was living.
You're talking.
And she had another dude
talking about Frank,
living there,
Frank,
but the ex was living in the house with them. I know it's reality TV, but stuff like this could happen.
But I think he really did live with her, Frank Catania. And how do I know his name?
But it's about being comfortable, and not that it's so much sharing, but everybody understands the situation and they're okay with the level of the relationship or where it's at.
From
and
our
there's boundaries.
Perspective, it looks fucking weird.
It looks weird, but it's not for us to like, though. But like I said, for them, it's okay because the boundaries are set.
This is not the same situation. They had kids together.
That's
true.
And
that's the thing. And then the ex-husband moved in with Dolores's boyfriend
afterwards
at the time and lived with him for a minute. Then after he moved out, their son moved in with the boyfriend. The whole thing is
it's like gumbo. It's like gumbo. It's
shout
everything.
out to the Real Housewives of New Jersey. I like your franchise.
I wish motherfucker, wish motherfucker come and move into my shit. And I was like, what? Like, hold up. This nigga's listening to his fucking ex-wife getting the dog shit fucked out of her. Like, come on, man. Like, some of these dudes, man, like, I don't know if it's a pride thing or whatever, but like, I wish a motherfucker would. And the person that we're talking about, I know well enough so I can say this. How are you going to explain that to your son? How are you going to explain to your son why you got this nigga's last name and not his daddy's last name? And it's not like he got a stepbrother or sister. So why is your last name this? Because your maiden name is that. How are you going to explain it to your son? Oh, I'm just a dumb bitch, so I didn't change my fucking last name.
Damn, take his last name, quit acting like it.
People get stuck, man. It's unfortunate.
Nah,
it is.
And you kind of do what you're allowed to do at the same time. Well, she, not allowed like in that way, but I guess if he's cool with it, I guess maybe that's minor in comparison to their love for one another is what I'm assuming. Well, you mentioned there were some other situations. as in the status.
And you want her so bad, okay, I'm gonna let her do this
And maybe
just so I
once
can
the
have a
status
piece
changes,
of it. I may not
he'll
have
go
all
find
of her.
somebody that will take his last name.
She may be sharing with the ex, but I just, if I can get 67% of her, that's better than 0. And some people are okay with that, right?
I don't know. Motherfuckers ain't loyal to shit.
It's scandalous,
bro.
though.
Like,
Yeah, that's scandalous. And people ain't shit.
Scandalous.
So that's what it comes down to. So I'm not surprised. Everybody ain't right. Everybody don't do right. And people, man, they're scandalous. And they do a lot of scandalous stuff, man. So
I ain't talked to that motherfucker in 3 years. So that's why I'm willing to talk about this shit. Cause I don't fucking talk to them. Nah, man, I don't talk to that. If you're a weirdo, I don't talk to none of the weirdos, bro, in my family. Nah,
you can't give it no energy. I feel that. Yeah,
everybody's family got some weirdos.
And if you're blessed enough, you don't fuck with them.
Yep.
Yeah, you just don't fuck with them. But like their story's just so crazy. Cause I'm just like, you niggas really like no one sees anything wrong with this. Cause like I'm the only one that's ever been like outspoken and been like, yo, wait a minute. Hold on, everybody. And I'm like, this isn't weird. And like
they can't be happy though, Kell. They can't be happy. And I don't like to cast I don't like to be the dark cloud. But if they living like that, that can't be something that's gonna be sustainable for either of them. If she feels like she has to confide in her ex, can't talk to her dude, and is going back to the well, that's a bad look all the way around, man. It's just nasty. And like I said, it's scandalous. It's uncomfortable for everybody involved. And again, I don't know if the ex dude has a lady. Yeah, you say sometimes, but that's not sustainable. That's not something that has a good foundation. They starting out on the wrong foot.
Right.
It's a bad look. And you talk about pride and all this other stuff. And men, yeah, that could be a thing. It's nasty. I don't like that. I don't want that from my woman. But if I'm stuck or I feel like I can't do nothing about it, maybe I go to the street and I do something about it, right? So I don't know kind of where this young man is on his status of residency. But if you go out and you take care of yourself, when it comes down to it, you want to take care of self. You can only go so far and push for so long. Eventually you crack and then you're done.
Hey, you want to know the crazy way how she met this dude?
Oh, no.
Is I'm putting all this bitch's business out. Hey, so look, but it's just crazy how the whole shit starts. So the dude cheated, right? The ex, and she divorced him, and she ended up moving to another country to go teach dance, right? Because she was a dance teacher and shit. And she met she met the new dude while she was, off doing dance, and got pregnant. And then I remember she came back into town to visit once, and you couldn't see it, but I remember my grandma was like, "That girl pregnant."
I had a dream about fish or something. Yeah, my grandma used to say stuff like that all the time. I had a dream about some fish last night. I know somebody pregnant.
I think that's a real thing. I think it's real. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Now, my grandma was just like, I was like, "For real, Grams, you think she's pregnant?" She goes, look at her skin, how her skin look, how her skin is starting to pop, and how her eyes look. She goes, how smooth her skin looks. She goes, "That girl pregnant." And my grandma had already like called it out. And so then like, I'm like, word. So, me and Granny, we just keep it to ourselves, we keep it moving. And then like my mom was like, "Hey, da 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 da," and I was like, "Word?" And she's like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Ooh," and my mom was like, "Don't say nothing." I'm like, "Oh, we're keeping this some big ass secret?" I was like, "What?" She left town and she got knocked up by some other cat, whatever. And then before you know it, a boy moved up and da 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 and whatever. So how they even met was like weird in the first place, it just the ex dude. I just know it burned him because like. She always would say that she never wanted kids and she didn't want kids with him. And so then as soon as she leaves town, she goes and gets knocked up and then has a kid with somebody else.
That hurts.
No,
when you do that's
karma. That's what you get. That's how it works.
That's what you get, bro.
And like, so you got to eat that.
She even said, she was like, of all the women he could have cheated on me with, she goes, if it was somebody else, she goes, I wouldn't even been tripping that hard. But it was with who he cheated on me with. And then she goes and gets pregnant.
Makes a difference, I think.
Yeah, man. So, but yeah. So, and this all started out like when it all like for me started to look weird was when like a couple years ago, because you know I don't be on social media like that, but when I was still like on like Facebook and shit, and I'd see her shit, and I'd be like, why she ain't never? This girl's last name is still da 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 da. I'm like, that's weird, and I just never thought about it. I thought maybe, it's Facebook, you know what I'm saying? People don't really be on it. She might never change her shit, whatever. But then like, I started like asking questions. I seen it again. It was like, and then I was like, let me ask my mom. And my mom's like, oh no, and I was like, what? And then that's when like shit started firing off. And I went to the new husband. I was like, hey man, what's that all about? And he just put his head down, was just shaking his head like, man, it's fucked up.
Damn.
I'm like, damn. So that's why I was wondering, like, you know, if you guys thought that was disrespectful, you know, if women don't change their last name, you know what I'm saying? Especially like in a situation like,
well, in that situation, yeah, that's
power move. Power move by the young lady. It's a force. She, to me, and just from the outside looking in, not knowing all the details, I don't necessarily really want to be with you maybe long term, so I'm just gonna do this. I can do it, and if you don't like it, then we're not gonna be together. It's that simple, right? So,
so are you saying, Marcus, it's that deal of like, all right, let's see how long you're willing to put up with it type of shit?
Yep.
Testing the waters.
The dude's gonna crack though.
Damn.
Men are
that's so selfish.
It is selfish, but it happens on both sides though. Men can be sensitive souls, right? So
you guys are.
So when you put a man in this situation, I don't care where you're from or what type of background you got, you have a breaking point. So for this young man, I feel for him. I feel for him
because he's a good dude, man.
Yeah,
he's actually a really good dude.
Yeah, so it's tough.
I don't feel for him that much because you got a choice. Even if you don't have a choice, you got a choice.
That is real too, Jess.
That's true. But you try to do the right thing. Oh, I want to be there. This girl's pregnant and this thing, and let's get married. I'm going to do the white picket fence and make this happen as a family. I'm going to make this work. And then you got somebody that's not really working with you. I know, but just the mental side of it. This is what I want to do. And the alternative is scary.
On to like
the alternative is scary though. Okay, I won't be with you. I won't be able to see the kid. I won't be able to do this. I won't be able to do that. That's a scary place to be as well.
You know, this whole time when you've been talking about all this stuff, you're like he's like peering into my soul. Like he's saying this to me. Like I don't want to miss out on my kids. You know,
No.
I want to leave this crazy bitch,
like they say at the church,
still.
if you feel convicted, and you come up to the altar and we'll get you fixed up and we'll
I can't. But it's funny.
Amen.
He's doing all this talking and he's giving me these like
I ain't even looked at you. I'm looking at Kell.
I'm like, are you speaking from experience now?
Yeah, no, I don't. No, I'm just saying I could understand. I'm just saying from a man's point of view to be in that situation, and maybe you may not, or you can't fully understand that because you're not a man, though, right? And being okay.
I can gather.
I know,
I can speculate.
Quick question, you guys. What about if, let's say, you get divorced, y'all don't got no kids, she still has your last name, but then you go and get remarried. And you get a whole new wife, and your ex-wife still has your last name, and you don't got no kids. Because I know some people in the town that's done that. I know there's somebody that I know his situation was like that. And the bride that he was married to, she's hella fucking weak. And she won't get rid of this nigga's last name.
Sometimes it comes with it, man.
New wife, I would beat the last name out of her, and then, you know, there would be some death threats.
As fuel to the fire.
I'm going to catch you outside type
Can't
shit
do
if
it.
you don't change your last name. Like those kinds of things could happen at that point because there is no point.
But the
To have
thing
that
is,
last name.
when you get with somebody that's already had a situation, you got to take all of them, right? This is what comes with it. Sometimes it's nasty or they got stuff in their past that really don't jive, but you take the new them and you embrace that and you're
Stop
looking for,
talking about me. What is wrong with you? I can't stand him.
and you move forward and you keep it in the box, right? You try to separate. So if somebody marries somebody and the ex or whatever keeps the last name, there's nothing that the new situation could do about that in most cases, right? And you just got to try not to give it no energy. When you give it energy and when you try to beat the
Right.
last name out of them and all that stuff, that's giving it energy. So
I still think it's strange, but maybe if you literally don't have any contact with that person,
Right.
you live a separate life.
it's no kids, there's nothing involved. Yeah, you got to
It's
go.
a clean break, and she just really likes the last name or something. She just hasn't had time. Maybe she's busy, right? She's
Doing
just like,
what?
you know
Being
what, fuck
shitty?
it. I'm gonna
He's
keep
busy
it.
being shitty and single.
Yeah.
That.
Jess, let's say you and Marcus didn't have kids. You guys got divorced. Would you keep his last name?
I don't see a reason why I would keep his last name. For what? Because personally,
Gotcha.
I'm trying to not be associated. I need to move on, and
Go
I
back
want
to
to
the
find somebody
streets.
else and take on their last name. So
Got you.
That's fair.
Well, at least one person.
Keep your
At least
dusty
one
last
woman we
name.
know Marcus has sense.
Right.
well, kind of.
Thank you, Jess. Jeez. No, Jess,
I know,
you
Kel.
got
You
sense.
pretty you
I
feel
just-
pretty convicted about the situation. Like she did it to you.
Yeah,
personally.
nah, man. I just think it's hella disrespect.
It is.
Yeah, I just think it's
feel
hella
it.
disrespectful.
It is.
Especially, you know, like that
It
shit's
is. It's
disrespectful,
unfortunate
bro. Like,
and weird, and I don't know.
Calculated is more the word I would think. You're doing that
Yeah,
for a
there's no-
reason.
I don't know.
It's not good.
I don't know.
It ain't good. It ain't good.
It ain't. Well, this was a great episode, man. I felt like I got to vent some shit that I really ain't been able to talk about for like years.
Well, you
So I
did
was like,
it.
let's talk about it on the podcast.
Get it off your chest. I'm not mad at it.
You did it when we sat
Hey.
down tonight. We didn't know Kel was about to bring the full fire.
Hey, man, listen. Like I said, disclaimer: it ain't my life. It's not what's going on in my nuclear family or
Right.
outside of my nuclear family within my mother and my siblings and our clan. You know what I'm saying? So if you know me or you know anything about this situation, hell, if you're the person that I'm talking about and you're watching this, you know what's good.
They
Shame.
Jordan
Right.
in the
You
finals
know how-
right after the shot.
Shame, Game of
Shit.
Thrones.
But no, it is what it is. I just wanted you guys' opinion on this and what you guys thought about this, because outside of me knowing the people that went through the situation that we discussed, there's probably other people that's going through the exact same fucking thing
yeah.
or have dealt with the same thing.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I just felt like it was a good topic to talk about tonight.
Yes,
But
it is a
good
good
stuff.
topic.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Like maybe on the Truly Unruly page, you should ask, is there a topic that we should discuss? I don't
I
know.
like it.
What do you think about that? Like kind of
I'm
putting it on
game.
the page. What,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
Need to
I've
get on
I've
that.
done that before, and I feel like sometimes people are a little too scared because it's their IG and so it shows their profile. So they're like, oh
Yeah.
God, they're gonna know it's me. So what I'm thinking of doing is actually starting a Truly Unruly like email. So people can send anonymous emails. So if
I
you
like
don't want your identity to be known, even if you do send us a DM, like we're not gonna blast your identity. Like we're not fucked up like that.
No.
So
But
And they
you
should
see
send
what
it-
Kel
yeah.
did? He got really close to the person's identity, but he didn't actually reveal it.
I like
So-
it, Kel. I really like that idea. Send us some situations that they may have been
Yeah.
a part of or something they know or some people they know, and then we
Right. Let
talk
three
about it. I think that'd
non-professionals
dope.
troubleshoot it for you.
But this is real life, though. This is real life, though. And
this is real life.
word. Truly Unruly, Marcus Trufant, Jessica Trufant. My name is Kell. Follow these guys on IG and follow the page, Truly Unruly _podcast. And remember, you can DM your questions there. We'll have an email set up here soon, so you can send your questions to the new email. I'll have that set up by next episode. That's on my checklist of
Solid.
things to do.
Solid
And
on down.
if you want to give us a listen to us on your favorite podcasting app. Of course, like, subscribe, leave a review, and if you want the visual, just search, Truly Unruly on YouTube. Catch us every Sunday night also on Converge. I think that's it.
That's it, brother.
All right, y'all. Till next time, peace and much love.